again, happy Monday and welcome to the end of the year. Today I wanted to show you a look inside my happy planners as I have used them throughout the year. So I started happy planning in January 20th, like into January. And I first started with a big planner and then I moved to the small planner. And so we will flip through the entire year in my planners, and I'll try not to talk too much so it doesn't go too long. So right inside my big planner, I have my Read Herder Challenge printout. You can see it has been beat up. I need to finish filling it in, but I put this in the front so that I would, remember to fill it in as I read. Then I have several folders with stickers. And this is a happy planner I don't currently use, but I started with it in January. So it's got my New Year planning, like a little vision board that I started and never finished, and then my map making. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have one of my books is Map Your Business, and in it I have you do all kinds of, like, you get oriented in where you are now and what you've overcome. I printed them off. You cast off from last year, and then you plan for the coming years. And those are the ones I kept in my happy planner so I could flip back to them through. I 5 years and 4 years and 3 years. And then you break it down into what you want to do this year, tell the story of this year, you make plans for the new, all kinds of goals that you have. I kept them all at the beginning, so as I'm working through my year, I can remember to look back at them. And then this section was going to be my budget section, but we didn't really end up using it. I have a couple project sheets in here. I have some saving goals sheets in here. I have a list of dates I need to remember for foster care. You have to call by phone and verify what kids are in your house. And then I have my daily routines. These moved around with me each week. Like, I would take it out and put it in each week. This I created when we had the 2-year-old because I was desperately needing to get back on top of like normal things, like taking my vitamins and drinking water and journaling each day. So I had like what I could do in the morning, and then on Monday, Wednesday, it was different than Tuesday, Thursday, and then Friday was different because she went to school on different days of the week. And then this is another thing I was kind of just writing out what a possible routine would be like. That was a big part of getting new kids, is figuring out what can you do, or what, like, how to put the day together. And then this is a list of videos ideas. I had to do essential oils. This is a launch. I was doing a webinar plan. This is my BOGO plan. I think this was February's BOGO. So any kind of notes and plans, I usually keep them in my day-to-day and then put them all in a section so I can look at them again. So I started on the 20th of January right here. And I put in my bills. I don't do that as much anymore. They're in green, things that'll come out automatically. The visits that that toddler had with her family are in pink. Any appointment that I had with her is in pink. My dog, or not her, is yellow. My hair. Now, this is an undated calendar, so you'll note I just hand wrote in the days, but I did not write in the month anywhere. So my very first weekly spread, I kind of went crazy with the scrapbook supplies. So I was like, I'm just gonna go all out in stickers and decorating and just try to figure out things that I want to do. So these are some scrapbooking stickers I had that I had never used. I put them together because we went to Asheville that weekend. I have my things I want to remember over here, my priorities here, and I can't even remember what these mean. But like, these are life things and these are business priorities for the day. So the next week, you can see at this point I had tried doing my to-do list kind of all in the same place. And then I did my gratefuls at the bottom, and I let the 2-year-old help me pick these colors, stickers. And then we come to February because it started at the end of January. So this is a checklist of things I need to do each month. I need to make a new one of these. You're gonna see there's a lot of like messiness and random stickers because of the 2-year-old. This is another like idea of how we can break up my week. Went to QuiltCon down there in January. We did a budget review at the end of that month, and then I moved to the dashboard layout. So I tried the vertical layout, I didn't love it, so I moved to the dashboard layout, but I still couldn't really figure it out at this point. I've got my errands, I've got things we need to buy, calls and emails, which for them was a lot of doTERRA sampling, and then my like priorities for the week. I thought I'd like this layout better because it let me put on it gave me a big space for my priorities versus just a little sidebar. Like these just have a little sidebar. But I didn't really ever use all of these boxes. So it's just, as you can see, empty, but my days are lots of checklists on them. It's still undated, and I don't even think I wrote in dates, but this is still in February. You can see Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that my kiddo was home with me, so basically nothing gets written down or done. And then, so this is February also because this is in my social media planner. I decided to try to track what I was going to do on the vlog on Mondays, the podcast on Wednesdays, and then the social media around that. So there are things for Instagram, there are things I want to post on my stories, and hashtags I want to use like on certain days to remind myself what to post. This didn't really work out that well for me. I don't think I ever did this again because I didn't yet have the habit of looking at it. I also put my stats up here because I was going to put my stats at the end of the month. You can see I didn't even follow through that much. So I'm still really getting used to using my planner at all. So this is my March, totally empty. Did not use it at all. This is my thing of podcast ideas, video ideas, and Instagram ideas, which is, I can probably go through and get a few more ideas from that, but I didn't use the social media planner month at all. This is my monthly layout, and you can see I barely used it all. I went to San Diego here, and we had court for our foster babe here, and this is when she went home. And this is when we got another foster babe down here. So I was in a lot of grief at the time, so I didn't use this a lot. Because I use this so little in March, I don't even have, I just took out the empty months in between, or I didn't even set them up, and I didn't use this again until March 25th. So basically from the beginning of March, where our foster kiddo went home, until I got back from San Diego, I didn't even bother using this because I just didn't. I did things every day. I wrote them in my journal. I wrote them on Post-it notes, but I just did not use it. I still was not in the habit. You can see here we brought home baby Aaliyah. She was just with us for a week. And then we didn't do the budget. Oh, we did a little bit of a budget review then in April. I didn't fill this out at all. This is then starting in mid-April. This month I did no decoration. I just was like, I need to get in the habit of using this as a to-do list because I didn't use it a lot in March. I only used it for 1 month in April, or 1 week in April. And so this is May 1st. I just did my to-do list on it every day. And I wrote what I was grateful for when I remembered. I kind of never use the sheets that come at the end of the month. I just don't really think about it. And then May, I actually started using my planner a lot more. So part of it is I was adjusted to not having kids in the house, and I knew we were very likely going to get new kids in the house at the end of May. So I was all in a tizzy to get my whole life organized and to get stuff done. I'm not only feeling better at this point, but I'm also feeling more like I need to be on top of things. So you can see it doesn't start until the 13th. And I started doing checklists every day and really keeping track of what I needed to do that day. Monday, the girls came to our house on Friday, and then we had an all-day foster care class we had to go to on Saturday. This is I'm reminding myself my priorities and my business for the week in here. And this is mostly going that like notes and things I need to remember are the top, to-do lists are in the middle, and a gratitude list is along the bottom. Once I kind of nailed that, which I guess was just at the end of May, things got a lot better. Okay, it's now June, my birthday. This whole month we have the girls, 2 toddler girls, and I've got my podcast episode and my vlog here, and then a lot of the appointments. I went to Oregon here for my dad's birthday, a trip I had already had planned. I didn't see I go back to the dashboard planner. I'm still trying to figure out what works. To-do lists. I've started putting the two girls their own to-do lists in there, things I need to keep track of for them. And then I switched over, I believe, yeah, to my my smaller happy planner. So I got this at the beginning of July. This is a classic size. I had been using a big size, and you can see from all the white space, I got it because I thought I needed a lot of space to write, but it ended up just being way too big for me. Like there's just too much space, and it was so big that I never carried it anywhere. And my house was so kind of busy with the girls that I didn't want to leave it out. So the smaller size is much easier for me to carry. I usually only keep 2 to 3 months in here. I've already added next to 2020s a couple months, which is why it looks extra thicker than it usually does. But so let's flip through this. This is a divider I usually put on each day. We got a couple stickers, a couple little half sheets. This I haven't used yet, but I'm going to be using for this year. I'll talk about in my video about this year. Here we go. You can see I'm using the calendar way more for appointments and my weekly Starship chats, and the girls now have speech therapy appointments twice a week that I have to keep track of. I'm keeping track of when I'm sick, when I go to Asheville with my mom, when our other foster daughter comes to visit. And I did another rainbow spread, and you can see I'm using it just way more at part because everybody has something. All of these boxes are appointments. And then I put my to-do lists under them. And right around here, you can see I added a sticker and I put my books that I read on that sticker. And that, once I start up, I keep it up for quite a while. Or I bring it, again, I did rainbow. The boxes are all appointments. So you can see I have a crazy amount of appointments at this point compared to before. This is for the read along that was this week, the magical read along, the books I was going to read to sit in my newts. This is like kind of social media planning down here and appointments up here. This is a list of books I want to remember to read, things I want to binge watch, videos, ideas I want to try. You can see some of these random stickers are chosen by my toddlers. This is a like project planning sheet in here of things I wanted to keep track of for the week. You can see if I take that down. I'm using this now every week, putting my reading sticker here of what I'm reading and filling it in. We went to the pool. This, Addie laid her hand down and wanted me to draw around it. So that's what that is. And then she wanted to put ice cream in her hand. And I've really fallen into the stickers and appointments up here, at to-do lists here, and this is things I'm grateful for and things I'm reading down here. And I put my either projects or my priorities over on the left-hand side. I think both the size of the planner and the colors of the planner just really got me planning more. And also at this point, I'm much more settled into the girls being with us. So they came at the end of May. And once they were here, I could settle into a schedule kind of for the first time all year. So the last 6 months they were with us, I had a like stability that I didn't have in the first 6 months because we had Willa and then she left, and we had Aaliyah and she left. And so, you can see a lot of my priorities are here. This is a little post-it note that I sometimes put extra post-its. It's Big Sis got sick, so I couldn't do any of the things on my list. Now this, I started using washi tape for their visits because they were just starting to do overnight visits right here, the girls. And then they did 3 nights, and then they did 4 nights. And so I used the washi tape to show when they wouldn't be here, which helped me see like over how many nights it would be. We had court on this day. This is the date that they went home. And then we went to California and I used washi tape. It should have went all the way through here. This is my, so I've started then social media planning just in a big list at the beginning of the month with the dates, the different things I do, like the vlog, the podcast, the holiday videos, Instagram ideas, Patreon, and my launch. So I have that in, and I would have just flipped, like taken this in and out every week. But it goes with early November. The homework of a class I was taking, whenever I take a class to make sure I do it, I actually put the homework down on it and then what I was reading. Still appointments there. I also, for these weeks that I did live videos, I wrote my live video each day so I would know what I needed to do. And then this is Christmas. So I just used tons of stickers because I was like, I'm not going to track anything. But then I ended up needing to remember to do some things before my mom came over for Christmas Eve. Then I did some things on Thursday and Friday to get ready for our toddler Christmas party, family Christmas party at our house on this Saturday. And then what I was reading this week, because I read some good books. I want to keep track of it. So that's the end. Next up is January, and for that I will do a whole video about how I'm using my planners in 2020. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through and you got something from it, got some inspiration. If so, if you're watching on YouTube, give it a thumbs up. And if you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment below. Tell me, do you want to see more of these and what does your planner look like? If you're on YouTube and you've done a planner video, leave me a link to it in the comments. I would love to watch your flip through. Hope you are having a fantastic week, and I will see you really soon, in just a couple days, with my plans for January and all of 2020.